For the next few weeks, I'm attempting to cycle across the entire country of Thailand. I'm not a cyclist and I'm not super fit, so this is going to be a massive challenge. But I absolutely love Thailand and I love to have adventures here, so why the hell not? In the previous few episodes, we've been making pretty good progress. We are currently in the town of Now, and so we are well over 200 kilometers towards our goal of reaching the southernmost point of the country. I hope you're enjoying this series so far. There's only a couple of episodes left, and you'll find out why during this episode. So subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single installment, and let's begin. Good morning. Welcome to another day cycling south. Lovely little town, this place. Loved the bridge last night, meeting a few of the locals, having a couple of beers, having some food, watching the kids play football. Lovely, sleepy, gorgeous little town. I'm feeling very good except for my neck. I slept on this awfully hard mattress and pillows. Thailand has a tendency in these guest houses and these hotels to have the hardest mattresses, and when you combine that with a hard pillow, honestly, I feel like someone's twisted my neck in half. But apart from that, we're gonna crack on today. Big day today, 88 kilometers to pray. Sawadee Krap! So let's go. You probably noticed that each morning I tend to leave as early as I can, and this is for two important reasons. Firstly, the obvious reason is I can get 3 or 4 hours of riding done nice and early before the midday sun starts to batter me. And secondly, well, Thailand is just way more alive around 6 a.m. The markets are full, the villagers are busy going about their morning errands. It just seems that the Thai people, like me, like to get things done nice and early before the sun comes up and the heat slows everyone down. According to Google Maps, we've got 20 kilometers and then we have a climb. Then we have a downhill along a river and then we're heading into Prey. Oh, scary dog. This town was quite remote, so I had a few options when it came to heading south. Now the rural roads, the ones I prefer, don't always head south, but thankfully there was one, and even though it added 10 or 20 kilometers to the day's ride, I decided to take the country road. But this section is my most enjoyable section so far. These birds, this quiet country road, this downhill section. Lovely. This is why I did this, you know, to see the country that I love in a different way. Okay, we're coming down the mountain. Filming going uphill is quite tricky because I'll tell you what, cycling uphill, it's mentally difficult. You want to give up, you want to stop, you want to turn around. But you just put your head down and you concentrate on moving your legs one pedal at a time, because now you get to enjoy the glorious downhill. As you can see, this country road, very smooth, well paved. Wow. Look at this. Woohoo! Wow. It's like being back on the Mae Hong song loop. Look at this. Woohoo! Yeah. Awesome. Looks like it's downhill all the way. And I am not mad about that. Yeah, this particular morning's ride was glorious, and if I could bottle the feeling I had during that day and during this morning's ride and sell it down the pub, I'd be a millionaire. Of course, all mornings turn to noon, and as I hit the flatter, rural farmlands of the valley, the terrain turned bright green, the heat turned right up and my cheeks started to turn bright red. Having a little pit stop here, a little banana, in these beautiful rice fields which I've been cycling through for the past hour. It's really nice to get on this country road. I could have taken the highway or the main road all the way to Paddy today, but I decided on this slightly longer but more rural, more scenic route, and I'm very happy that I've done so. As I've stopped here, I've just been looking at all these giant herrings, or like cranes, I suppose they look like. I just put the drone up and they all kind of tried to fly away from the drone, but it made this beautiful shot. And now they've all just settled on all of the different branches and trees around here. I think they eat the crabs and the frogs that live in the rice fields. There's so many little details that I'm picking up on because I'm cycling and going so much slower. Things that on Dreamy or on Zelda pass me by, I'm starting to notice, which is a very beautiful thing about cycling. About 25 kilometers to the hotel, and I cannot wait to have a shower, a steak, maybe a cold beer. It was still a long way to go, and with the 34-degree temperature, I really had to slow down and make sure that I was going to reach my guest house safely. That meant it wasn't until 5 p.m. that I arrived at Suwan Glangnau homestay. I'd stayed here before and I'd loved it. Honestly, if you need a getaway away from the crowds of northern Thailand in places like Chiang Mai and Pai, then consider Prey and consider this homestay. Great people, great food, great location, and it was the perfect place to take a proper, deserved rest. Rested and recharged, it was time to set off early once more. But before I left, I had to soak up this place one last time. What a lovely, fantastic rest day. You can hear that in the background. I'll tell you something interesting about rural Thailand. Have a listen. In the local villages in Thailand, they have megaphones in the center of the village, and they blast out a nice piece of music in the morning at 7:30, and then they have a bloke telling the village the news. You know, important announcements about the sub-district, things happening in the province, big international news or big national news. He'll read it out so that people who don't have access to the internet or don't have a newspaper delivered will still get some sort of news in the morning and an announcement of important events. I'm gonna hit the road, say goodbye to the lovely people here, pay my bill, and hit the road. We've got 80 kilometers today. Through the valley, up a mountain range, down another mountain, into the valley of Uttaradit. They have this great map of Thailand on the wall, and it's really good because you can see all of the mountainous area of the north, and then this is the bit I'm excited about. The flatlands where they grow the rice, and that's where I'll be aiming for today. We're up in this valley here. This is the valley of Prey. And we'll be heading over this last piece of mountains here today. And Uttaradit is around here, and then it's all flat. All right, I will be back because this place is heaven on earth. All right, thanks for breakfast. Thanks for delicious food. Thanks for a great rest day. Ciao bella. Can't forget the princess here in the red dress. Bye bye, darling. So with the sun rising ahead of me, the open roads up ahead once more, it was time to knuckle down and make our way through this incredible part of northern Thailand once more. Frustratingly, these country roads don't always head south. And once again, I had to detour and get back on the main road because this was the only way of heading south. After today, it's all flat. Until, I don't know, Chumpon? Oh, we're talking at least a week or two of flat. This is the last one. I'm sure of it. Okay. I apologise for the absolute state of me. I've never been so red. That was a difficult morning, and it was uphill. But the reason why I kept going with a smile on my face was because I knew that this is the last mountain climb until we are in the deep, deep south. But this little gazebo here, there's a little cafe, there's a little restaurant, and a toilet. But from this point, it's downhill into Uttaradit, and we're on the flatlands. So all the way on my mountain climb up here, slow and steady up and around, false summit after false summit, we got up here. And a good, strong morning session. We're gonna have a little drinky here, and then it's downhill 30 kilometers into Uttaradit. Oh man, these downhill sections are bliss. You literally cannot beat downhills during a cycle tour. Now at this point, you might be thinking, hang on a minute, I saw Paddy announce on the community tab that this series is only 5 episodes long, and this is the end of the 4th episode. So with so far to go and with so much distance to cover, you might be thinking, how can I cover the entire centre and south of the country in one final episode? Well, the sad truth is, I don't make it much further. Events are going to unfold, and sadly, I'm going to struggle to make it much further. What happens and why does it come to an abrupt end? Well, click right here and you'll be able to watch the final episode for yourself right now.